Good day, everybody. Here we are, all season adventures again, and it is WrestleMania weekend. And no, it's not predictions right yet. The plan for predictions is since WrestleMania is a two-night event this year, as last year, Miss All Season and myself, we will do a prediction for night number 1 tomorrow, and then a prediction for night number 2 on Sunday. What this is, a little while back, I was actually requested to do top 10 wrestlers, my top 10 wrestlers of all time. So this is not necessarily to say these are the most talented wrestlers of all time. These are the top 10 wrestlers that I've marked out the most in my time. This is not... I tried to make it from the ones I marked out the least to most, but if you ask me to tomorrow, the order could change a bit. But anyhow, without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to show you guys the wrestlers and tell you guys why and when. So, AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. This guy, he just has it all. He's super talented, great on the mic. He's been wrestling for years, earned his name throughout all the feds and from New Japan, TNA, Impact, everywhere. And the guy still stands up, so he's one of my greatest. But top 10, he's number 10. Next, Goldberg. Yeah. Whether he's my when he fights now, I'm usually rooting for him to lose, but back when he had his streak in WCW, where he was something like 200 odd wins and 0 losses, which did not make any sense at all. But back then, when he had his Goldberg streak, he was the man, and I was marking out for him like crazy. So, enough said on the Goldberg. Next, Sting. He's the Stinger, man. And my favorite Sting was obviously the Crow Sting, and well, I was a huge fan of the movie Crow back then. And Sting, when he was WCW and the NWO was around, he was the good guy fighting off the villains, pretty much. Coming down, what do you call it? Not rappelling, but ziplining down into the ring. And plus, he did rappel down in the ring. It was just so badass that he had the face paint, the baseball bat. He was just ultimate vigilante. He was amazing in my mind. Next, what many people think of him now, Hulk Hogan, not Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant, he was amazing for other reasons, but Hulk Hogan, back in the mid-early 80s, when I was just a young wrestling fan, how could you not like the Hulkster? And like WrestleMania 3, when he slammed the Giant, in my mind, he pretty much put WWF back in the day. He put WWF on the map. But yeah, everyone loved Hulk Hogan. As a kid, I had the T-shirt, had the Hulk Hogan headband, had the Hulk Hogan workout tapes. Ate my Flintstones vitamins, said my prayers, did my workouts. Hulk Hogan, he was the man way back when. What I think about him now, yeah, that's another video. And next, yeah, this could be some mixed opinions. Macho Man. I liked Macho Man more than the Hulkster. Maybe not in the early 80s, but as they grew on, Hulk Hogan back to WrestleMania 5. Hulk Hogan was trying to steal Miss Elizabeth from Macho Man. So this stage, my brother could have influenced me into liking the Macho Man, but ooh yeah, Macho Man was number 1 in the mid-late 80s. And next, Ultimate Warrior. Again, another guy is he's caused lots of controversy with contracts and maybe not in the WWE, WWF. Can all have our opinions on that, but when it came down to back in the early 90s, I'd say, when he just ran to the ring, the energy he brought with him, he always had me cheering and marking out like crazy. Can't say I never had much for merchandise of him, but no, Ultimate Warrior. I remember when he fought Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6. I was hoping Ultimate Warrior would win. And Ultimate Warrior against Savage at WrestleMania 7 for a career match. I was rooting for Ultimate Warrior, and he did win that one. So, Ultimate Warrior, he was one of my favorites for quite a while. Next, we got Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, another one. I've had some mixed opinions on him throughout the years, but I remember in my late teenage years, back in the Attitude Era, or even before the Attitude Era, actually, when he had won like 2 Royal Rumbles back to back. He was the first man to start number 1 and finish number 30 and win the Rumble. I don't know, he just had that charisma with him there. He was the man. Came his Iron Man match with Bret Hart. I was rooting for Shawn Michaels. He was the man. So not sure what number we're at right now. Probably around 5-ish. But no, Shawn Michaels. He was the number 1 of my big time marks. Next, Daniel Bryan. Yes. How can you not love this guy? He is, when it comes to wrestling, he is the definition of an underdog who no one ever thought he'd make it anywhere. But thankfully, he proved us all wrong and became champion. And he's fighting this year at Mania again. Not sure who my pick for that match is, but man, it's hard not to root for Daniel Bryan. Next, John Cena. He's another controversial one. He was probably one I marked out for him for years and years and years. At least I'd say 2-3 years or so. Back when he had his military fatigues and everything, especially. I was a fan of John Cena before he even came champion. Back when he had his rapping gimmick, I saw it he's gonna be the man someday. And sure enough, he fought JBL at WrestleMania 20, I think it was. Can't remember exactly, but won the belt, and he was my man for quite a few years. After a while, I kind of get tired of him, like lots of people did. But he was definitely my favorite for quite a few years. He's definitely the guy I probably have the most merch of down in the basement. And next, my number 1 greatest pick of all time. You might be able to tell from the shirt, but boom! Austin 3:16, Stone Cold. He was just the definition of a badass when it comes into wrestling. A guy who could come in the ring, kick some ass, chug a few brewskis. How can you not love this as a late teenager? So, no, Stone Cold, he was the man. Can't say enough about him. I'm almost speechless about the guy, but no, he was just an ultimate badass. And then go on with a few honorable mentions. Some that didn't quite make the list, but were close. Like that, if you were to ask me tomorrow, maybe they would. The Rock, he was just in the era where he was fighting against Stone Cold, and so therefore I was always cheering for Stone Cold. And even when The Rock was fighting with John Cena, kind of rooting for John Cena. So The Rock didn't quite make the list. And another great one, CM Punk. He's right there at 11-12. He was another rebel that he definitely caused some controversy, and in a good way. He revolutionized the business a little bit in my mind. He definitely really close to making the list. Again, if you ask me next week, maybe he'd be in the list there somewhere. And then some of my future picks that didn't quite make the list, but I'm marking out for them right now that I see lots of potential in them. Kevin Owens, always loved that guy. Some reason he doesn't seem to get the push that I'd like to see him get, but he's definitely one of my favorites. And then AEW, they're just pulling out stars like crazy down there. Not sure if many of you guys watch AEW. My people watch my channel, but if you don't and you watch WWE, tune into AEW. They got some amazing good stuff going on there. Right now, my favorite wrestler on that show would be Darby Allin. We've got Sting in his corner, but the guy is just crazy and insane, and he is the future of wrestling in my mind. And then you got some other greats like John Moxley there, a whole bunch of them. But that's my top 10. If you agree with it, hey, awesome. If you don't, feel free to comment down below. Let me know who I should add in there. I know some might be offended that Ric Flair didn't make my list, but he was heel most of his time, so I never really quite rooted for Ric Flair. He's great, but he did not make my list. But again, feel free to comment down below who your favorites are, and if you think I'm way out to lunch or not, but that's my list. So anyhow, till tomorrow, predictions for WrestleMania number 1. Have yourself a good one, and hope you watch the show. Cheers.